Doing today? Another beautiful day in paradise. So, I've now been in Mexico for 2 years and 10 months. Uh, we've started in Mazunte, and I'd never been to Mazunte before in my life. Uh, I was in Canada, and it was during all of the COVID stuff, and I was having problems with the places that I normally worked because they wanted me to, which I wasn't willing to do, and they wanted me to, which I also wasn't willing to do. So I had issues everywhere I went, and so I quit going to the grocery store. I ate out of my garden for an entire year. I got super healthy, um, and I decided that it was time for me to really relocate because I couldn't handle the stress of just being in Canada, especially as an activist for over a decade. I had a lot of people inundating my messenger with video after video after video after video of all of the corruption that was going on. That still is going on, but it's maybe, I don't know, toned down a little, or they've just shifted it. I just quit paying attention. Because what I realized for myself is that you can't turn off the movie, but you can change the channel and you can look at something else. Because the movie's the movie. The movie's always playing. It's just like I realized when I left my old life and I got sober for the first time at 36 years old. I'd been drunk for 20 years. Um, I recognized that all of those people that I was hanging out with didn't want to hang out with me anymore because I was challenging how they felt about themselves because they were still drinking. And I was happier than they were and healthier than they were, and I was without it. And so that is, it's hard for people. People would rather drag you down. Here, have a drink. Come on, just one. Than elevate themselves because it's easier. It's easier to live in misery than it is in joy. Joy's a lot of work. You got to get up every day and say to yourself, you know what, I got this. I'm going to figure it out. I don't know how, but I'm going to figure it out. And being a light worker, there's all kinds of interesting things that you go through because it's part of the journey. You need to learn these lessons in order to be here now and to be able to do these kind of things. Because, like I say, there's not a lot of people out there doing live videos, especially at 6 in the morning. But for me, this works great because I'm up and I've got a bunch of stuff to do. And so I can have this finished in the morning and then move on. So, how did I end up going to Mazunte? Well, I messaged a friend of mine, James, and I said, because I've loved Mexico for my whole life. I went. It was the first place that I traveled outside of Canada when I was 23, and I lived in Puerto Vallarta. Hello, buen dia, chiller buddy. Ow. Um, and I fell in love with Mexico. I lived there for 6 months in Puerto Vallarta. I fell in love with a beautiful woman, and it was an amazing time, an incredible time. I had the most amazing time of my life when I was only 23 years old. Unfortunately, I ran out of money. And this was many years ago. This was 30 years ago. So things were a lot different. People didn't have cell phones. We didn't text. Um, the girl that I was dating, she didn't have a phone. Uh, but her friend did, but her friend was lived a block away. So I had her friend's phone number. And so I would call her friend and her friend would go walk and go grab her and then bring her back. Then we'd talk for a while. So it was a magical time. I learned a lot. I'm fabulous. How are you from Ohio? Ow! Much love, much love. So that was 30 years ago. But this time when I relocated to Mexico, I went for the first time. Thank you very much. I love color. I'm all about the color. Color is good for you. It's lighting up your chakras. When your chakras are all lit up, you feel full power. Ah, woo! It makes you feel like a magic. And it's true because we are magic. We're all magic. Okay, so back to relocating to Mexico. So I went on Facebook and I put out that I was going to Mexico, and I met a gentleman who lived in Mazunte, Omar Pacheco, and so we started conversing online, and he invited me to come stay at his place, and so I did that, and I came to Mexico 2 years and 10 months ago, and I had $800, and that was it. I had nothing. I had a tent. I had my sleeping bag, my backpack, and tools. Um, and I lived in Mazunte for a year in the tent. It was so hot. Oh, it was crazy hot, and we went through Hurricane Agatha, and I've never experienced a hurricane before, but I highly recommend not doing it if you don't have to. Shaggy, is that you wear Scooby? I don't think so. No, I don't play any characters. I'm just myself, and I'm pretty happy being this guy. So I do my best just being me. So I moved to Mazunte, and I lived there for a year. I worked many different jobs. I worked at a kombucha place. I worked at construction. I sold bliss balls on the beach. Um, I worked in a restaurant. I did house cleaning, and I worked for pesos. So it was awesome. I really learned. Nope, never been deported from Mexico. Not yet. Anyways, here's praying that that never happens, because I love this place. Um, and and uh, and then I found San Mateo Rio Hondo. Estrella and my dog, she adopted me in Mazunte. She's an amazing, beautiful puppy. She's my guide, and she's my god. She's been absolute everything for me since I've been here. I love her so much. Um, and we moved to San Mateo Rio Hondo, and so we're currently here. And we've been here for a year and 10 months. And in that year and 10 months, I've managed to grow a lot of food. I've got two greenhouses outside full of tomatoes. I have the full front of this place, both sides is full of tomatoes. My garden is full of food. I have carrots, beets, radishes, onions, peas, beans, spinach, kale, okra, three different kinds of lettuce, uh, corn, uh, garlic, pumpkin, butternut squash, cucumber, um, strawberries, habaneros. I have grown so much food. This place is just amazing. But this is what I moved to Mexico because in Canada we only have one season in the garden, and then you had to wait. It was no fun. And I lived on Salt Spring Island, which is about as nice as you can get in Canada. Don't get drunk and act like. No, I'm almost 55 now, and I don't really drink anymore. So no, I won't have to worry about that. Thanks for the advice. When I was a kid, that might have been different. No, 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 not at all. Again, you're wrong. You shouldn't try and label people. It's not right. And by doing that, you're labeling yourself by pointing the finger at somebody else. I'm uh I'm a rainbow warrior. I'm a hippie, 100% hippie. I'm the hippiest of the hippies. I'm barefoot all the time. I eat vegan. I grow my own food, and I'm tough as fuck. My life is not easy. I could whip anybody's ass. Okay. So don't try and throw your LGBTQ whatever at me. Thank you. I don't appreciate that. So, anyways, now back in San Mateo, Rio Hondo, here where we are blessed to be alive and so grateful every day that I wake up. And it's a magical place. I came to Mexico to learn family and unconditional love because for me, that's the most important thing in my entire existence is to learn how to unconditionally love my family. And it's been a process and a journey because I came here with nothing. And so people have been supporting me the whole time I've been here, one way, shape, or form. But I've been doing the work too. I'm growing tons of food. I've created a business. I just haven't been able to attract anybody in yet, unfortunately. We've been open for 3 months, Karma Healing Nursery, and like I said, we have tons of food, and it's a place to come and to tune into your soul, to tune into your soul self, and to fall back in love with yourself, because that's what we do here. Um, I'll serve you magical food. We'll do it together. We'll grow food. We'll do yoga. We'll meditate. We'll go barefoot hiking with my dog in the woods, and we'll have the most amazing time. And you will meet the most amazing community. The people here are real. That's why I love this place. The people here are real. They're heart centered. They're heart centered. And that in itself, it's such a gift. Because in Canada, when I'm in Canada, you go anywhere, everybody's doing this. They're on their phone, looking up like this on their phone. You don't make eye contact with anybody. That's verboten. No. But here, everybody stops and they talk to you. It's a magical place. It's about honesty and truth and showing up, and because everybody here knows everybody. And when you're in a city, like I was in Calgary for 37 years, you can just bounce around in different parts of the city, and they're so big, nobody knows you and nobody knows who you are. So you're invisible. I got tired of being invisible. It didn't make sense for me. I realized as I became an activist in my 40s and did Occupy Calgary and lived downtown in my tent for 55 days in front of City Hall, I realized how corrupt the system was, how corrupt the police were, how corrupt the media was, how corrupt the government was, how corrupt the police, everything that we were involved with, everybody was at some level of corruption. And I was just like, wow. And it's all because of the money, the money. Everybody's there for the money. That's exactly it. And money is the sickness on our planet. It's the sickness. It's the one sickness. None of the other dimensions that we live in, do you require a currency? No, it's not. It's not supposed to be part of the deal. You when you astral project and you go lucid dreaming, you don't need to bring your wallet when you go to the different dimensions to pay for visas in order to get through checkpoints. It doesn't exist like that. Now, everything is happening freely. And this is the only planet that has these limitations and restrictions. And that's because they've been created by man. Anything that is created by man is a mess, and everything created by God is perfect. It's pretty simple. We've done our best to mess up everything. We haven't done anything, we haven't really thought anything through. There's the social planners, those are the best ones. I watched this in Calgary when I grew up in Calgary. Every single because it grew, the city grew so much, and every single corner, the new corner would show up. And at first it would have two stop signs, and then it would have a four-way stop, and then those would become lights. Why didn't they just make it lights the first time? Every single time they went through this process of putting stuff up and doing more construction, but it was all because they were getting money, and it was all about money, and nothing, anything the government did took 10 times as long, because they were getting paid 10 times as much, so they might as well take whatever time they want to take to do that. And I recognized that. I saw all of the corruption in all of these different occupations that I had held in high regards. I thought at some point that government people were, they must be pretty okay, or police must be pretty okay, um, at their hearts. But these were people that were bullied because now they had their chance to get back at us. And I recognized that. And I was bullied too. As a kid, I was bullied. And I think everybody gets to go through that. It's not a fun process unless you're a big dude. But what you realize is that when you stand up to a bully, they go away. They run away. For the most part, they full power it in the other direction because they're scared, and they wouldn't be doing what they're doing to you if they weren't scared. That's how bullies work. uh, I'm having a little bit of a kombucha with Jamaica. So back on relocating to Mexico. Since I've been here in the last 2 years and 10 months, I've had the most incredible time of my life. My home is very tranquil. It's very energetic. It's very athletic, and it's very magical. And I thank God every day for getting me here, because it's been an amazing journey. And I get emotional because it's like, wow. But I've done things differently. I've done things a lot differently than other people. I lived outside in Canada for 3 years, and that really toughened me up, and it made me. I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about the powers of the universe, and about God, and about being faithful, because faith is a challenging thing to have, especially in a because faith comes from the invisible, and everything here comes from the invisible. When you go in, when invisible, when you go in, things become visible. It's like people say that this place is insane. No, no, no. It's unsane. When you go in, that's when you become sane, because all of your power and everything, all of the wisdom, it came with you. It came in the package. You're the seed. The wisdom's in the seed. Like, you take a tiny little seed, which we can't reproduce as humans. We can't. We don't know how, and there's so much intelligence in that seed, and that seed grows so astronomically, it's unbelievable. It's crazy. And we're that seed. We have all that intelligence, we have all that energy, and we have all that potential. Isn't that magic? Isn't that magic? And that's why we're here, to plant seeds. I asked God, I said, what should I do? He said, plant seeds. Just keep planting seeds. Plant seeds in the ground. Plant seeds in pots, plant seeds in people's minds, and then we'll watch them as they germinate into their hearts. Because that's what, when a seed is planted, it'll drop down into your heart, and then it grows and it grows and it grows, and it turns you into that flower, because you are that flower. That's you. You are a divine spiritual being having a human experience. This is temporary. It's not forever. Unless we shift that, which is entirely possible in the next little bit, because everything's changing so rapidly. Technology is off the chart. Plus, we have all of our ETs around to help. So it's an incredible time in human history to be here. It's absolutely mind bending, all of the beautiful things that are happening as people are waking up to what's really important, because love and light are leading the way. We're no longer living in the dark. The dark is being let go and pushed away. You don't need it. The dark is the dichotomy of this realm. It's not necessary. And it's where we're moving out of. We're moving out of dualism into singularity, into oneness. And when you realize we are one, it makes sense because and when you super realize that there's no separation between us. It's just an illusion. Everything here is an illusion. And so it's a game. And the whole for me, what I've realized about the game is the movie, as I like to call it, it's always on. It's always on. But I can take myself out of the movie like I have moved to Mexico, and I'm creating my own movie, which I share with you every day. Gardening, healthy eating, animals, plants, um, exercising, all of these beautiful things, practices that I do on a regular basis, anyways, doing yoga, meditating. That's why I have this channel to help people feel better about their lives. I want to help people live happier, healthier lives. That's why I'm here. And eh, as a business, as Karma Healing Nursery, we haven't been able to attract anybody up here yet, not yet. And we've been open for 3 months, so we're praying that it's going to happen. But right now, we're having issues with our rent. Yes, because it's due, and we are not there. So what do you do? Well, you put it out there, and you put it out to your community, and you ask. You say, your $5 would mean the world to me. And if that is something that you can do, I will put links in the description when this comes up for e-transfer, which is my email, hugetry@gmail.com. Huge try. And then on PayPal, I'm Brent Talbot with the same email address. And I also have a Wise account. If any of those work for you. And if you're feeling abundant, I don't want to put anybody on in any positions where they're putting pressure on themselves. But your $5 Canadian or American is a lot here, and I only need $200, and I got my rent. And then we have a whole nother month to attract somebody in here, and then this will no longer be an issue, which I do feel is going to happen super days. I thought it would have happened by now, but I can only, like I say, keep praying, keep my heart open, and keep the doors open. So, in order to keep the doors open, we have to have rent. Um, we have a ton of plants. I would love for you to come here. With any form of donation, you get unlimited access to me for any questions that you'd like to have. We can jump on a call. No fees, no any of that sort of stuff. Just me and you and help, because that's what I do. We are one, and that's what I'm here for, to help people remember. And in the process, you're helping me with a donation so that I can continue living inside during the rainy season, which is nice because I do have my tent. Estrella and I did live in the tent for a year, but the rainy season here is a little more challenging than living on the tent on the beach. So it's something that I'm hoping to that I don't have to do. Besides that, I have over 1,000 corn planted here, and I am planning on throwing a free festival. So I do have plans. January 15th, 2025 is my 55th birthday, and I want to throw Rainbow Corn Fest. And so I planted rainbow corn, I've planted purple corn, I planted yellow corn, and I planted blue corn. I'm trying to get a hold of red corn seeds. But if you're interested, come on down. That's in San Mateo, Rio Hondo, Oaxaca, Mexico. We are a beautiful community, and there'll be yoga, there'll be slacklining, there'll be meditation, there'll be basketball, there'll be dancing, there'll be vegan food that I'm going to cater. So that's my goal, and all I have to do is keep myself afloat until we get there. And we're almost there. We're almost there. Well, time is the grand illusion. It doesn't exist. It's always now. It's never not now, right? It's never not now. What time is it? It's now. What time now? It's now. Again, we're here at now. So And one of my favorite quotes is from Lao Tzu: infinite patience produces immediate results. Infinite patience produces immediate results. How cool is that? Because that is pure 100% faith. What's faith? Finding answers in the heart. A lot of people get scared when you use the word God, because we all have different definitions. My definition is just like everything else. I do it with acronyms. I like to pick words that I like and give them. So, God, which in English is dog, backwards, just so you know. And what does a dog have? Your best interest at heart. What do they want you to do? They want you to be happy. They want you to play. They want you to go outside in nature. And they want you to exercise. But God, what is God? God for me is gifting, oneness, divinity. Divinity. We all are divine, and we've been gifted this by our Creator. And this is oneness. We are oneness. So, gifting, oneness, divinity. That's God for me. And God is everything. There's nothing that isn't God because God created everything that is here. If you think that this happened by random chance, come on. Do you know how intricate our bodies are? There's like 70 trillion cells. they, they just randomly got together. Come on. This is impossible. No, it's not. So this and everything here is a mirror. Everything is a mirror. Everything's mirroring us back to us, and it's our thoughts. Our thoughts become things. So think thoughts with wings. That's right. Elevate your thinking. I can help you with that. Words are powerful. We have no idea how much power is in words until we start playing with them. And I have a lot of fun with words, as that is that I'm a wordsmith. Uh, let's and a poet. And so here, let's do a sun. This poem's called Sun. I have a book available on Amazon. It's called Heart Opening Rainbow Soul Food, Heart Opening Poetry, and I have two on Kindle Publishing as well. I've to complete the trilogy Rainbow Brain Food, um, Mind Expanding Poetry, and Rainbow Spirit Food, Enlightening Poetry. This one's called Sun. Sun shining, fully realigning, magic occurring, birds stirring, bees pollinating, life regenerating, perfect day, God's play, spiritual intention, cosmic intervention. Yeah. So I'm going to do these 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like I said, I'd schedule them for regular times, but that's kind of challenging being where I live because we don't always have internet. In the rainy season, especially, we lose power a lot and we lose just the internet itself. So I'm just going to pop on. If you have anything that you'd like me to discuss, any conditions that you're working through, feel free to leave a comment or send me a message and I will put together something for you. If it you want to talk about anything, I'm here for you 100%. So reach out and it'll be worth it. I promise you. I can help you. You can help me. Sharing is caring. We love comments. And if you haven't subscribed and you're still this far, you made it this far into the video, please do. Uh, this is my medium to help people help themselves. I'm gonna be 55 in January. I'm healthier and happier than anybody that I know at my age. I have a ton of energy, and I love sharing. Don't judge. Just listen. Don't judge a book by its cover. You never know what's inside. I never judge anybody about anything. I have no judgments. You are who you are, and your life story is unique to you 100%. We are all unique. And I think we're here to give God a good time, gifting oneness divinity. Because as we elevate our consciousness and as we feel better in our bodies, the planet um, reciprocates that. We get that right back. It's a magical thing for us to open our hearts. And this is a time in human history for our hearts to open. So please, 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 if you haven't subscribed, please do. We love comments. Let me know if you want me to talk about anything or if you'd like to just pop on and discuss anything. That's what this is for. I want to share. I want this to be about community, CALM, not COMM. It's conscious, aware, loving, and mindful unity. That's what I'm about. So thank you, thank you, thank you once again for tuning in to Plant Based Brent. This is podcast number 4. We were talking about relocating to Mexico. If you have any questions about relocating to Mexico, feel free to reach out. I can help you out. Thank you. I love you. I hope you have the most incredible week. Enjoy your Monday, and I appreciate you. Ah, woo! Till next time, peace and love.